Let's not screw up the wheels on my Toyota Tacoma like I did on my Jeep Wrangler. The other day, a couple days ago, I decided to shine up the tires on the Jeep Wrangler, and I was fully intending on using that same product on my Toyota Tacoma, which we're going to do something today. However, I discovered that there was a lot of overspray. It was that tire foam stuff that you just spray on, let it dry, and you don't do anything else. It leaves a great result. I mean, check this out. Nice and shiny. You can see it better here in the back. Really good result. I love the looks of it, especially when you compare what that looks like. Looks like it's wet, right? It's not. It's dry. But as compared to the Tacoma's tires, night and day difference. So I was going to use that, but what I discovered is when I sprayed it on the Jeep, it got all over my wheels, and I had all this overspray I had to clean off because it looked really bad on there. So I decided I'm not going to use that stuff anymore. I have another product which should be quite a bit easier, trying to back up there without running into the lift pole. What I've got here is this stuff from Chemical Guys. It's called Tire Kicker Tire Shine. You spray it on an applicator pad and then kind of wipe off any excess if you get any excess on there. Or I'm going to try something else to get in all the grooves of the tire, because honestly, there's a lot of grooves and things on here, right? I'm going to go a little bit overboard. I'm going to use a paintbrush. I'm going to spray some of this on a paintbrush, and then I'm just going to try to paint it on. And what I really want to see is how much longer and more involved is it going to be doing it that way. You know, ideally, I think if you were to pour this stuff in a container and kind of treat it like paint, maybe you could use some kind of a foam paintbrush. I don't know that I'd use bristles, and just kind of get it on there like you would with that pad. I think that might be a little bit easier, and really, since it would be foam, it's kind of the same idea. So, all right, let's go ahead, pop this stuff out of here. Man, they don't mess around with their plastic. Sheesh. That or my blade is pretty dull. I could see cutting right through the bottle, right? Then I would be tire shining my pants. All right, let's see. Man, guess you got to be smarter than the packaging, right? All right, that gets it out of there. The directions say you're supposed to shake it up well. So let's do that. All right, I think it's shaken quite well. And then we want to turn it on. Let's see, they have a spray. I like the spray myself. And then you're supposed to put it, we're going to try it their way. You're supposed to put it on a waxing pad kind of thing. Don't worry about using one that you've used on other tires, because as soon as you have a new one, it's going to look just like this anyway, because you can never get all the black off of a black tire, right? So let's just squirt it on away from the wheel. I don't know how runny this stuff, I've never used this before, so I don't know how runny it's going to be. But let's just go ahead and get it on. Now, as you can see, I hope, I know it's kind of bright out here, you cannot get this stuff, at least not using this thing, in the grooves. I mean, I'm getting around the tire, but you know, I'd really like it to be more in the grooves, and trying to do each one with this thing, it does not look very fun. That's the problem, I guess, with having a more aggressive tire with bigger lugs, whatever you call these things. I always call them lugs. I don't know if that's the technical term for them or not. Let's spray a little more on there. Wow, it really sprays wide. I don't really want to shine up my hands. All I'm trying to do now really is just get the surfaces that stick out so that I have less to do another way. I'm going to try it my crazy way, and I know it's crazy, but hey, if you're gonna go to the effort of doing this, and you could really, I mean, you could just spray it like crazy, but then you're going to have it running all over your wheels and stuff. And like the other product that I used, I don't want all kinds of overspray and stuff on my wheels. So again, just trying to get as much of this as I can get without having to go the other route, which I know is not going to be nearly enough. It looks good. I mean, looking at it so far, it's not dried or anything. Now, I'm going to try using a paintbrush. Again, a foam brush might be better because it might be more flexible in the grooves. I don't know. But the stuff does have a really slippery feel to it. Kind of reminds me of Armor All a little bit. And I know the chemical guys will probably cringe when I call their product Armor All, but hey, I'm here to tell you like it is. So I'm just going to spray it on like that, and then I'm going to try to get into the grooves and stuff. And I don't know how well this is going to work. Not very, I can tell you that. It does leave a lot of extra product, and then you still, you really can't get in. I don't know, that spray stuff is probably the best when it comes to trying to get in the grooves. I mean, if I had this brush really dripping saturated wet, which is not what I want, I could get in there really well. And maybe, just getting the amount that I have on there is enough so that the tire looks good. I'm not sure. But this definitely is I'll admit it, a hokey way to do it. And you can see here, maybe if it focuses well or it's light enough, it's rather difficult and very time consuming. If you were to do each one of these little grooves, I mean, you could be out here doing this for hours. I'm not into that, so I'm not willing to spend hours doing this, which is kind of the whole reason to doing it anyway this way, is to not spend hours doing it. But I'm going to continue on like I am, seeing if I can just kind of spread it through the areas. We'll see what it looks like. I'll pull the truck outside and let you guys see what it looks like in the light. And we'll really be able to tell the areas that you can't hit. I wonder how the professional guys do this. Do they sit here with a brush or a foam brush or toothpicks, or, how do they get their tires all looking so frickin' nice? If you've ever been to a car show and you take a look at some of the tires that are on the vehicles that are being shown, they look really, really good. You don't see any areas, typically by someone who does a really good job, but you don't see any areas that they've missed when it comes to all the grooves and stuff. And this is one of those, I think, fine details that really determines how the job comes out. And I realized this is probably way overkill. Let me know. Leave a comment. Do you go to this kind of an extreme to do yours? I really would be curious to know. That's all I'm going to do with the paintbrush. It's just more than I want. So now I'm going to spray this again. And I'm going to hit it one more time just to kind of smooth things out a little bit. Kind of hitting these grooves here a little. And I did put a little more material on this time, so obviously it's going to fill the voids a little bit better. I mean, it really does look pretty nice, I think. Got a bug here trying to help me out. Might be a little mosquito or something, I don't know. But he's not welcome. Or she, I don't know. Do insects have genders? Male, female? I don't know. I'm not an entomologist. Is that what you call it? An entomologist? I guess this isn't taking that much time. I mean, the video now is up to 7 minutes and 12 seconds with introduction. So we really haven't been on that long. I mean, I don't know, 10 minutes a wheel. Are you going to spend 40 minutes doing this? Is that too much? Probably. All right, so that's about as much effort as I'd be willing to put in. Now, I did get some, even so, on the wheels, which is not what I want to do. So that's really just a matter of me not being as cautious as I probably should, or should be. So we'll just wipe that off. It doesn't say anything on here about, I don't think, it doing any kind of damage to the wheels, but, you know, I have seen products that do state they could damage the wheels. So anyway, you get the idea. That puts it on. Now I'm going to back the truck out, and we're going to take a look and see how it came out. All right, we've got it outside in the natural overcast light. Let's take a look. There is what the Tacoma tire looks like. Now let's compare that to the Jeep Wrangler tire, and I think you can see, granted we have different angles, but the Jeep Wrangler tire is a heck of a lot more shiny using the tire foam material than what we have out of the chemical guys. Now let's take a look at the front, I guess, as compared to the back. Obviously it's a heck of an improvement, but I think if I'm really trying to make an effort, you know, the tire foam is going to get in the grooves and stuff. You can see that I'm not in the grooves. This is the part of the tire that was under. You'd have to move the truck to be able to get everything, I guess. So that's just me trying to do it from one position. But if you take a look at both, I'm not sure if the camera will do it justice, but the Jeep Wrangler tire with Armor All tire foam really does win out. I mentioned in a live stream the other day that maybe I would use some sort of a round cardboard cutout or something, plastic would be even better, to put over the wheel so that I could spray it and then take that off so that I didn't spray stuff all over the wheel, which is my biggest problem. The good thing, and the only good thing I think about doing it this way, is other than you wiping it onto the wheel, you're not going to have overspray from this because you're not spraying it directly on the tire like you do if you use the tire foam. Anyway, I don't consider this to be a victory, just another method. Maybe it's my methodology, I don't know. Leave a comment, let me know what you're doing to make your Toyota Tacoma pop a little bit more, to make it look a little bit better, particularly your tires. I'd just be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.